Hi guys, I am Max. In my today video, I will tell you about the 7 teaching tips for online classes that make your online classes more better. We all know that the past few days have seen increasing number of schools and universities across the world announce that they are moving to online only learning. Hundreds of thousands of teachers are busy working to move their face-to-face lessons online. Designing online courses takes significant time and effort. Like coronavirus, universities, colleges, and schools are shifting classes online, but it's not as easy as it sounds. Tip number 1. Plan your classes. Your students are not physically in front of you. In fact, they probably will never all be online at the same time. And they are probably in completely different time zone. Gone are the days where just winning it will cut it. Planning is essential for an online classroom environment. Virtual students are different. Their needs are different from their physical counterpart. Be sure to have your syllabus and materials laid out clearly before class starts. They will give students an opportunity to see if your classroom, the deadlines, material, and other requirements can fit into their lives. The biggest things: avoid surprise at all costs. Saying surprise pop quiz in a physical classroom is entirely different from posting surprise pop quiz due by midnight in an online classroom. Your students are not physically in front of you. In fact, they probably will never all be online at the same time, and they are probably in completely different time zone. Gone are the days where just winning it will cut it. Planning is essential for an online classroom environment. Tip number 2. Prepare and use master technology. Teaching online requires a certain technical finance. If you will not teach, sport is not right down the hall, but you are got this. First and foremost, invest in the right hardware and software. You need a reliable computer, a strong internet connection, and the best platform to meet your needs. There are many options out there. Moodle, for example, is an online platform that leans toward the social and adaptable side for education. Do your research and really play around with your final choice. Knowing your online classroom platform will help you make your classroom the best it can be. Tip number 3. Keep videos short. Videos longer than 15 minutes can cause issue of slow loading and learner distraction. If you have more to say, record 2 or 3 short videos and then send by your students. Tip number 4. Innovate and stimulate discussions. Online classrooms, as mentioned before, run differently than traditional classrooms. These classrooms have the potential to feel cooled, mechanical. Niching and incorporating discussions can go a long way in terms of how your students feel in class. Encourage participants much like you would in class. There are a variety of ways you can encourage participants, from discussion to posting lectures to assigning reading materials to monitoring progress. You want your students involved on a weekly basis as opposed to just turning in assignments. Students' involvement, planned in-depth discussions, for example, gets your students work with the material in ways that they may not do on their own. These lead your students to get more out of your class, more than just a grade. Tip number 5. Communicate regularly. Maintain a consistent online presence. Communication is essential in an online classroom environment. Introduce yourself and give your student to also introduce themselves. Help bring community and warmth into your classroom that online classes can easily lack. Make sure your students know the best method and time to contact you. Not having a professor physically in front of them can make some students nervous. Try to ease this by answering questions in a timely manner and providing plenty of instruction and feedback. Tip number 6. Motivate your students. Everyone learns differently, and motivation plays a big part in the learning process. While some students are self-motivated in that learning something new is all the motivation they may need, some students may not be. Assignments that are not required may be skipped by their later students. Think of ways to motivate all of your students to get the most out of your class. This may include giving extra points for online discussion or optional assignments. Deadlines may also help push forward your more unmotivated students. Your goal is find way to help your students get the most out of your class without the benefit that a physically presence bring. Tip number 7. Ask for help and feedback. This is very important to need your students' requirement. Your student can provide you with valuable feedback and can help move your classes forward. With education moving online more and more, your students have probably already experienced an online classroom. This experience may help them to inform you on the positive and negatives of your overall online classroom. Besides, your students also seek out and connect with other online educators. Education is a sharing field, and so these connections would prove invaluable to your online educators' development. So I hope these 7 tips they will help you in your online teaching. Overall, online education is a wonderful opportunity. The potential flexibility in an undeniable benefits. It is a growing market for educators and therefore an exciting career development opportunity. You could have the potential to reach students you could never meet in a physical classroom. Online teachers is not something to jump into, mind you, but it also really is not as daunting as it seems. Do your research, plan your methods, and take the leap. Online teaching is relatively new, so there really is not one way to do it. With some research, a presentation, you could find yourself on the forefront of the online educational movement.